Video number 2. Hopefully this time I don't have the technical difficulties like I did on my last or first video I just had. So today I'm going to work on cleaning up and refurbishing a Cobra wolf. Again, my guy at my flea market gave this to me, and because he's seen pictures of other Joe toys that I've refurbished and cleaned up, and he gave this to me and said, hey, see what you could do with it. So here's of course, this is the good one, the one on the left, and I got this in pretty good condition. All I really had to do with this is just add some stickers to it. The one on the right, obviously it's the one that needs the work. So we'll see what we can do. Now, one of the sleds here, removable sleds, is missing. I did have an extra one, and the tip was broken, so I'm doing a feeble attempt and replacing it with, we're fixing it up with some milliput, which I just added about 5 minutes ago. So I'm going to need to let this dry for the night and paint it up a little bit and see how it's going to look. It's not going to be perfect, but if that doesn't work well, if it looks bad, I'll just see if I can get a replacement. So with this, right now I have one wheel is missing, but I have the extra one, which I'll put on in a bit. And there is one of the latches here, one of the pegs for the front window is, cockpit window is busted, but I can still shut it. I have an extra missile here I'll take out, and one of the control sticks is broken, but not the worst thing in the world. If I come across it, maybe I'll replace it, or I'll fix this up later. So as you can see, looking at the back removable panel there, I don't want to take it all the way off just now, but you can see the difference in you can see the difference. Yeah, I can talk. In how dirty it is. Okay. So I may remove this later. Actually, okay, I'll remove it now because I'm going to wash this. So what I'm going to first do, to get these little dust remover from 3M, I bought a bunch of these many years ago, and I bought a whole pack, and they still, actually I've used this, supposed to be for the computer, but I've used this more for my toys. So hit it a little bit, because there seemed to be, I don't know, whoever had this before, I think they lived with a dog, because there was found some dog hair on it. So I like to take all the loose stuff off right away. And try to get the rear cockpit off. Now, I never had this as a kid, but seems like this and the Havoc, G.I. Joe Havoc, there is an abundant amount of them every time I go to a flea market. So I'm going to take this off, spray some of the big stuff off there. I can remove the gun without, well, I don't want to break it, so I'll leave it on for now, but I can remove the missiles. Next, I'm going to wipe some of the big stuff down with some heavy-duty wipes. I like to wear gloves with this. I mean, the wipes are supposed to be skin safe, but still, I like to avoid getting additional dirt on my hands. So, even though it looks like just removing some of the dirt, and it does look better, it's not as white. So this I might have to put in some Blonde 40 on this and let this sit overnight. This is something like this. The dirt is really ground in. I think I have to put this under some water, which I'll do in a little bit, but I just want to get some of this major stuff off. But just even doing that makes this look a lot better. I'm going to get to the windshield or the cockpit glass later. Okay, well, it seems that that just the hand wipes are not going to fully do the trick, but it helps get some of the major stuff off. So I'm going to have to put this under the water. So take this to my utility sink. Here's some other stuff I'm working on. Okay. So I really don't need much soap on this, or any soap really, just to get the dirt off. Some more warm water. You can tell, you can see this has worked a lot better. So I'm going to keep working at this and for another like 5 minutes, and then I'll come back to the video. So I'm back from scrubbing this down, and as you can see how much cleaner it is. There was sure a lot of dirt on it. I don't understand. It kind of boggles my mind how people don't take care of their toys, but it's because of people like that we are able to buy these toys pretty cheap. So so one thing I like to do, just spray. You can use some of the Freon just to get some of the excess water out. And help it dry a little bit quicker. And then maybe in about an hour, when it's fully dry, I'll apply the Blonde 40 to it. Shake this down a little bit. And I'm just going to set this aside. Along with the rear engine cover and the sled. I'm going to let this both dry, and I'm going to hit both of this with the Blonde 40. Okay, now as far as the cockpit glass, all right. So these are pretty dirty. And the one downside about this, it seems like, they don't make these. It's too bad they are not the same ones. They're ones for the front and ones for the back. If they were both the same type, it'd probably be easier to replace. But if I don't need to replace it, I won't. I'm probably not going to get the exact blue back, but this is going to sure look a lot better. So just take the hand wipe and get some of the dirt off. You can tell already how much cleaner this looks. Oops. Dry this off. Compared to the back one, compared to the front window, how much better that looks. Just cleaning this up a little bit. I don't know if it's a lighter tint because it was exposed to the sun, or it was just the way it was made. I'm not sure, but or if this was a different replacement model. I mean, the darker blue looks cool, but this is going to look nice when it's all said and done. And dry this off. And we have a cleaner product there. Now, if this didn't look good, if the plastic was not shining or the dirt wouldn't come off, I can use some of the Novus #1. I've used that a lot for plastic clean and shine. I've used these on other vehicles before that it for plastic vehicles that have lost its luster, and that's done a great job. So, all right. So what I'm going to do right now is wait about another hour for the Cobra Wolf I just washed to dry, and then we'll apply the Blonde 40 to it. Okay, so it's been about an hour and I let this dry. So next thing we're going to do is apply the Blonde 40 to it. So what I sometimes like to do, if it's the vehicle I'm working on is not so big, then after I apply the Blonde 40, I'll wrap it with cellophane and then put it in the heat. If it's bigger, something bigger than this, like I did as you can see there, I did the top part of the USS Flag, which was all yellow. I put that in a large storage container, and a clear storage container, and put that in the sun, and that seemed to work out pretty good. So with the Blonde 40 with this, make sure you want to wear gloves, okay, and just apply it. Make sure you cover all the portion you want whitened. Now, right now it is not so hot outside. I wish I was doing this last week when the weather was really warm, but so sometimes when it's warm out, I'll leave this directly outside in the sun. But what I'll have to do is put this by a windowsill and like let this sit in the heat, let this warm up in the sun inside, and that should do a trick. It may take a little bit longer, but you know, that's what we have to do. Again, I can't stress, you got to wear gloves with this, and make sure you don't let this splatter in your eyes. Now after I apply this, and after I take, let it apply for a day, I'll probably have to wash this excess stuff off. Okay, I'm going to take the engine cover here. What I'll do with that is put it right in here. And put this right like that. So, see if I can put it in there. Yep. There we go. I'll cover this up. Wipe my hands off. And cover it with a cellophane. So, you want to make sure you seal the cellophane so the heat's retained. Okay, that should do the trick. So, I'm going to give this a day to sit in the sun, and it's evening right now, so nothing's going to happen probably till, I'm not going to see any results until maybe tomorrow afternoon. Hopefully we have a warm day, and then I will see you back when tomorrow afternoon. Okay, I'm back, and I'm at the point right now after I applied the Blonde 40 to the Cobra Wolf, and I let it sit in the sun. So a couple of days ago, after I washed it off, let it dry a little bit, and I lathered it with some Blonde 40 peroxide cream, and then I wrapped it with cellophane and put it in the sun. I was gonna only put it in the sun for a day, but work kept me away for a couple of days, and actually it worked out for the best because this got nice and white. If you look at the beginning of the video, you saw how dirty it was and how yellowed, but that blonde 40 seemed to do the trick. The other thing I just did is the broken tip to this sled over here. The milliput dried and I painted it. And it's not the best, I will admit that, but it looks better than a broken tip. Maybe it'll look better after the paint is dry. I do have some replacement ones, but we'll have to see how this works out. So now we just have to put this all together and apply the stickers. The nice thing about me being away for a couple of days is by the time I got done, the replacement stickers came in. I got these from eBay. I believe the company was called Wormy Worms. The nice thing about this, they are pre-cut. So, and that will make it easier. So I'm just going to put everything back after I finish what I just dropped. Put the sleds back. And the battery cover. Now, one thing before, as I showed on the video, that when I removed the engine compartment cover from the Wolf, you saw the distinction in what was yellow and what was white. So as you could tell, that this is how much better it is, and hopefully I can get this in without breaking the tab. That's good. Put the covers back on. Got this a little dirty. And I will stick the figure in. And when I got this, I got the figure actually with it, which I was surprised. And the size that came with it, the two weapons for this, I don't know why they give him those weapons, but that's what it came with. I actually found them in an old, in a 1985 killer whale that I was taking apart to clean, which I'll do a video on that another time. So, put the missiles back. So, and then I will put the stickers back on them, and I'll shut the video off for that. You don't need to see me do that. One thing I do have is a replacement wheel for this. It seems like a lot of these I find that this wheel is missing, or usually because this is broke, but it's luckily I found one in a bunch of loose parts I had, so that is helpful. And I gotta put the skis on the side. These I found are easy to find, but the hardest part usually to find are the wheels. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video, and then I'm going to put the stickers on. Okay, so we're done putting the stickers on, and this came out pretty good. I'm actually very happy with it. So I'm comparing it with the other one, and actually I noticed there's some differences with these two models. This one's got some rough edges, some rough surface on it, but I looked underneath on the other, and of course the cover's different, so I don't know if these was just a different run, or I don't think it was made in a different year, because I think all the 25th anniversary vehicles were made with various changes, so I just think it's just a different model. That's it, not the same, but still the same year. But regardless, I'm happy with how different this looks, how much better, how much cleaner it is. If I get around to it, I'll get another sled for this. I do have another Cobra Wolf I want to work on. It's a little dirty, not as dirty as the other one before, but it's something that nice little project I have. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'm going to be posting some more videos soon. I'm going to be finishing up the one on the Cobra Claw soon, so that's next. All right, so thank you.